welcome to On the Bubble Podcast, episode 115. I'm your host, Sabasa J. Wade, and with me is my co-host, Yuki Lee Bender. Today, we're going to be doing our first look into Super Slam, and we're just going to be talking about the heroes and their hero text. And we have a couple of cards spoiled as well, so we'll touch those as well. But before we do that, by the time this episode is going to be out, this will be like the weekend of PT Singapore. How's your prep for PT Singapore been?
Could be better. I feel pretty good about limited, although I haven't drafted that much recently. I just haven't had that much time to play recently. I've been getting caught up on work as a little bit sick for a while, and I've been packing and getting cards ready for Singapore. Feel pretty good about limited overall. We're going to do some limited. I'm going a week early, so I do have that week to prep, but yeah, we'll be doing some limited there. I'm not too worried about that. CC though, I thought I'd be kind of further along with testing than I am, and I'm sort of not. So I'm probably just going to end up locking a hero and getting as many reps as I can and hoping it's good enough. Maybe Slippy. I don't know. Kind of bouncing around between a couple of things, and I think it's like, I just got to decide.
So not as prepared as you want, but you have 7 days in Singapore to test, so I'd assume you'll get to at least the comfortable point by then, right?
Yeah, I think so. And I haven't played that much Slippy, but I played a lot of Assassin, and I've played against Slippy a fair bit. So I think between the two, I don't think the deck is like so hard to pick up. There's some stuff with like the dagger management that's tricky. Also sort of considering like Verdance, which is like a little bit more of a comfort pick, or like, I don't know. Yeah, those are probably the two strongest contenders at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I'll probably try to decide very early in my time in Singapore, and then just spend time on that one hero.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess today we'll be doing Super Slam. We have all the heroes, at least unless there isn't any secret ones like, what's his name? Scurv from this set.
From ICs.
I guess for anyone wondering, we're not going to be doing a Scurv episode for like how to draft episode. Scurv is going to be so rare for you to draft that you probably don't need to know it. And if you do ever end up drafting Scurv, you really don't have that much leeway into like picking what kind of cards you want, because you just kind of need to pick every single card that's playable in your deck, and then you'll kind of end up close to 30 cards playable. I think the one thing I can say is don't try and pack 3 Scurv and go into it, and if you don't do that, you should be fine.
Yeah, I think it's like most of the time you'll pick one, pack one it, because people aren't going to pass it, and then you can be Scurv. And occasionally you'll have a draft where you're just like super open because of the way the packs broke, and then you'll get it early in pack 2, and otherwise you're like probably not Scurv. And I guess if we were going to do an episode on, I'd say the biggest tip for Scurv is just draft 3 blocks and draft a curve that uses the resource from the realm. So you can go like 2 cost into 2 cost, or 3 cost into 1 cost, or you can go like 3-2-2 if you have like a sloop with go again or something. But just make sure that you're always using the extra resource from the realm and making use of the go again, and draft 3 blocks where you can, because you just don't get access to very many at all. And that's like basically how you draft Scurv.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, then did you want to just like move right into Toughnut?
Yeah, maybe we can talk really briefly. So we got the spoilers for Super Slam and kind of the announcement of this set. It'll be coming out in September with a world premiere in Montreal on September 13th and 14th, or on September 12th. The calling's September 13th and 14th. And that's pretty exciting. First Canadian calling. We've never had one, and it's a world premiere. So it's a big event. And I'm really excited about this, but I'm also very disappointed that I can't go. My cousin has a wedding, my friend has a wedding, and world premiere is all in the same weekend. So I'm going to my cousin's wedding. Not unfortunately. I'm happy to go to my cousin's wedding, but I'm sad to be missing out on the other things. So yeah, just shout out to the First Canadian calling. It's like something we've been asking for a long time.
I didn't realize this was the first Canadian calling, but I guess you are right. We only had a battle hardened.
We've had a couple battle hardens. I think we've had like 3 battle hardens,
and then that's it. Yeah, I didn't realize we didn't actually have a calling yet. I guess we've only flown down to the States to go play calling. That's kind of crazy.
I'm really hoping that this event does well and that we'll get more Canadian callings, because I know that Canada is smaller than the United States, but we have a pretty strong flesh and blood scene, and it would be nice to see, a little bit more events. So yeah, they're very excited about this. Very cool.
Then Toughnut?
Yeah. Do you want to read Toughnut?
Yes. So Toughnut, bumbling husker. Nope. Hulksker.
Hulkster.
He is a 3 intellect hero, 40 health, and he reads instant, tap himself, pitch the top card of your deck. If he has 6 or more power, the crowd cheers you. Whenever the crowd cheers you, create a toughness token. Where do you want to start talking about him?
Yeah, so he seems to care about the 6 powers that we expect from the Brute, and since he is a revered hero, he seems to care about this crowd cheers mechanic, which of course he can enable himself by pitching a 6 to his ability, but also through cards that will cheer. We'll see examples of this in a little bit. Toughnut's sort of interesting because you basically are a 4 intellect hero, but one of your cards is always going to your pitch from the top of your deck. This means that including reds in your deck seems a little bit tough because Brute typically doesn't use one resource very well. So I don't know how many reds you're going to be able to use, but you could potentially pitch yellows and get this crowd. There's lots of yellow 6s. So you could get this crowd cheers ability a lot if the toughness token is good, and then pitch it into like 2-cost attacks or like a romping club kind of deal. Could be one way to take this, or I know the other way that people are excited about this is you pitch blues and then you can swing rock. So you can potentially do like block 9, swing rock for 7. If you have all blues, you can do this every turn. So you're getting 16 points every turn, but it's extremely predictable. Your deck does exactly one thing if this is your deck. And you're probably not triggering the crowd cheers ability hardly at all. Like you have Wrecker Romp, and I think that's the only blue 6 for Brute at the moment, at least revered Brute.
Yeah, I think the only 6 power possible is Wrecker Romp. You know what the thing is I was kind of excited about this rock deck when this card first got announced, and then I took like a day to think about it, and then I realized that if the deck can't beat block 9, swing back for 7 every turn, the best thing for a deck to do to beat this deck is to never attack it, and then the game kind of just stalemates. So, but then on the other side, if they can beat it, then they will beat it, and then you just lose.
Well, no, it doesn't stalemate, right? Because you can just have like a bunch of blue 3 for 5s, and you just swing 5 every turn and no fatigue if they literally never attack you.
Blue 3 for 5s.
Pound Town, or I don't know. Brute has a million blue 3-cost 5 powers.
If you start doing that, then all they have to do is attack with their weapon every turn, right? Like attack for 2, and then what do, right? Like just can't do anything.
Sure, I guess like you can block 9, send 7, but you're gonna fatigue first.
Yeah, like you attack for 2, and then they just look at you, and you're just like, I guess I will use all 3 cards to block for 9, or like you have to play things like Blue Rabble, maybe.
Seems awkward.
I'm just not convinced that the all blue deck is there. So I'm pretty sure you have to be doing something more proactive than that. And then maybe you can still play rock and just be like, if you happen to pitch a blue, you can like construct your turn in a way so you can swing the rock at the end of your turn or something.
Yeah, I could see that. Or depending how strong the toughness token is, I could see a world where you're playing mostly yellow 6s and then going that direction as well.
Yeah, I'm assuming you play Tunic and some yellows and the rock, and you just go every 3 turns. You're like block, 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 activate Toughnut, pitch a yellow Tunic 7 you. That's pretty good. Like if you're playing like a regular game otherwise, and then just like you get to do that once every 3 turns, it's kind of sick.
Yeah, and I know there's a lot of the most common speculation I've heard is that toughness is something that helps you block in some kind of way. I sort of wonder if it's like embodiment of earth for attack actions. That might be too strong, or maybe just buffs like the first card you block with. But seems like it's probably improved defense.
I would love it to be a embodiment of earth that just like increases attacks. That'd be sweet. That would make this deck so sick.
That would be quite strong. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with them. But yeah, definitely an interesting hero. I read 3 intellect. I'm like, there's no way. Then the more I thought about this hero, I'm like, well, maybe.
Yeah. You can't go low as Toughnut though. Like once you get into hell, like you're in like the 3 or 4 life total, you're just gonna be like, oh, your opponent just like gets to rip your whole hand every turn. So it would be tough. I guess if you have the rock and only blues left in your pitch deck, then it might be okay.
Yeah,
Kind of interesting.
or if you have like tunic up, it could be pretty strong. So definitely interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to see what this hero can do. And we have seen a card that seems to be mostly a Toughnut card. It has Toughnut on it. Says crowd goes wild. This is a 3 block, 6 power, costs 3, and it's yellow. And says if you've been cheered this turn, this costs 3 less to play. So if you have some way to cheer, this is a 0 for 6, which is really strong. I think the thing that comes to mind here is that if you use his ability, let's say you flip like a yellow 6, this is a 0 for 6, and then you could like pummel it with the 2 resources, and that seems kind of sweet.
Okay, that's pretty reasonable. Not sure. Yeah, you need to use the resource that you've cheered with, like that you use the Tough Nut's ability with. So it's not, this card's not free in Tough Nut, but it's like it's definitely a build around.
Yeah, I think just being like a yellow, it seems like you're probably going to want like yellows and blues that block for 3, and this card just like that are 6 power, and this card just kind of like fills that role, and it can sometimes be a threat. So I think Tough Nut decks will probably play this card, but it's not like this is not like Codex of Frailty or something. It's just a solid card.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you get a check mark here, you get a check mark here, you get a check mark here. Okay, you're in the deck, but you don't want to be like, this isn't your power card of the deck.
Yeah, it's like this kind of like it's not exactly, but it kind of reminds me of like a Beast Within, where it's like this card sometimes does powerful things, but sometimes it's just a yellow 3 block 6, or sorry, yeah, 6 power, and that's kind of like all that it is a lot of times.
Yeah. Beast Within is, I think, quite a bit better than this card.
That's fair. Yeah, maybe when Beast Within does this thing, it's more powerful. Although you do like kind of go up a card when this ability's on. So I don't know. That's why I had the Beast Within comparison.
Okay, yeah. Three resources is basically a card, so yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I guess if your whole deck is that's the thing though. Like if your whole deck is 6 powers, then yeah, this card is like super good. But like, what do you do if like not all of your deck you're playing things like a Blood Rush Bellow or something, and like you really needed to cheer that turn with the Toughness ability, and you like flip over a yellow that just like doesn't have the 6 power. You're kind of sad, right?
Yeah, hard to say.
You end up playing a 3 for 6, like that's with no text, like that's just not winning in the current age of CC.
Yeah, I think something that would make this really good is if he has like an onboard resource sink.
Does Brute have any equipment that does that? No, right?
Nothing strong, at least.
Okay, nothing currently. Yeah, maybe some L's for Tough Nut might be a thing.
So we'll have to see, but definitely interesting. Okay, maybe we can talk about Pleades Superstar next. This is a revered guardian hero, 4 intellect, 40 health. She reads instant tap. Remove a suspense counter from an aura you control. You may put a suspense counter on an aura of suspense that you control. And whenever the crowd cheers for you, create a confidence token. We don't know what confidence tokens are. I guess we also don't know what auras of suspense are, but I assume this is some sort of guardian aura or maybe revered aura that she makes. And my guess would be that a confidence token is probably an aura of suspense that has a counter on it that you can then move to other auras. And I think there's kind of 2 directions they could take this. One would be you keep those around longer, which would kind of pay into the suspense theme. Like you're building up to this big thing, and then it could work kind of like Crank. Like at the start of your turn, you can remove an aura of suspense or destroy it, kind of thing, and get the effect. So you could potentially like build up to this really big multiple aura turn, or I guess they could also make suspense counters like make the aura's effect stronger. Like when it gets destroyed, I don't know, it gets like +2 for each suspense counter or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. I think Pleiades is one of the only heroes in the set where we read the card and we're like, what does this card even do? Right? Like it's kind of a lot of question marks. It's like almost all, you read the whole card and it kind of doesn't make any sense at this point. I guess the biggest thing we do know about Pleiades is that she's getting an armory deck.
Yes, she is getting an armory deck, which, I mean, small sample size, but the 2 heroes that we've seen in CC got a recent armory deck is Gravy Bones and Aurora. Both these heroes were pretty good. So it feels like it's hard to say if like Pleiades will be good, but it feels like trying to design her to be good would be my guess. Like you probably don't release a new hero and give her an armory deck right away and like expect her to not do anything in the meta.
Yeah, yeah. I'm assuming she's gonna be pretty good. Like the my vision of this card is gonna be like she is a guardian, so she's gonna be able to play big attacks. And if you get to play like aura suspense that like you get to choose when to pop your auras, that's probably the design space of guardian that has been missing so far. And like imagine being able to like stack up emboldens and send a guardian attack like a spinal crush or Spinal Crush might not be the best one, but what's a really annoying one? Like disable for 17 or something.
Yeah.
It's just like you block 12 and then you lose your arsenal anyways. Like that sounds gross.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because the stuff you put auras on do need to be auras of suspense, which we don't have any yet. So I'm curious how well the existing guardian auras will work with Pleiades, but there's probably some room for overlap there, and yeah, I think that there's like some very cool stuff that they could do with her. I've been wanting aura, like I don't like Guardian all that much. I think people that listen to the pod for a long time probably know this. But Aura Guardian is like the one Guardian that has been sort of interesting to me. It's just always been so bad. So I'm kind of excited about this, like you have counters, you move them around. It's like a pretty cool sub theme for her, and I guess I'll touch on it right now. We'll cover the charms later. All the heroes have a charm that's sort of like a specialization, but one of the modes on her charm is also to return an aura permanent you control to its owner's hand. And this is giving me big like artifact vibes from Magic, where you like have these counters, you get to move them around, you get to like bounce them and get some extra value in some way. I'm assuming like maybe when they leave, they get an effect. Honestly, this deck seems really fun. I like this kind of like bounce counter manipulation type stuff. I think it's like pretty fun to engage with, and I'm actually surprisingly excited for a Guardian, which I didn't think I would be saying, but yeah, seems cool.
You know what? I have a question though. So I want to go back to Embolden a little bit. So Embolden is a card that came out in Tales of Aria. It's a rare. And it says when this enters an arena, if you control another non-token aura, you get to draw a card. So if you are playing, if aura does matter and you're playing like non-token auras, this card is really strong. Mostly if you get to keep like auras from couple turns before, and then you get just like randomly play an Embolden. It's just like a pretty strong interaction you get with this card.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So I think there's like a lot of cool stuff.
The biggest thing I'm kind of curious about of how the rules work, I'm not sure exactly how this works right now, but what Embolden reads is at the beginning of your action phase, destroy Embolden. Then the next Guardian attack action card you play this turn gains +5. And a lot of the Guardian auras are actually like templated in this way. And what Thespian Charm lets you do is this is return an aura permanent you control to the owner's hand. If the Embolden procs and then you bounce the Embolden, I'm not sure if the next Guardian attack gets +5 power.
I'm pretty sure it does because it doesn't read like I think it's just a trigger on the stack. I don't think it's like a if you do like there's no like if you do clause.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. So that's pretty powerful if you get to like just like bounce an aura that you want to like play again on the turn, and then you still get the buff and you play it again. Like that's kind of sick too.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. So yeah, this deck seems. I don't know. We'll see what Pleiades does, but I think she's going to be pretty sweet. Is kind of my guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, she has to find a way to cheer. Is like one thing worth noting. If you care about the confidence tokens, because like Toughnut has it built in. If you pitch the 6, the crowd cheers you, but Pleiades has no way to cheer on her hero text box. So you need other ways to cheer, assuming the confidence tokens are good, which they probably are. And we have seen a card that does this, so we'll read this one too. Comeback Kid. This is a rare. It's a 3/7 that blocks 3, so great stats. And it says when this attacks a hero, if you have less life than them, the crowd cheers you. And if you've been cheered this turn, this gets +1. This card's sick. This is like Wounded Bull that blocks for 3, and then it also cheers and gives you either a confidence token or a toughness token if you're Toughnut or Pleiades. Yeah, again, like not a codex, but this is probably like a two card 9, let's say, at least, like assuming the tokens are worth 1, which they probably are.
yeah. Usually, in current design, Flesh and Blood, most tokens are worth 1.
Yeah, 2 card 9 blocks for 3. I think the 3 block on this card, like I think if this card doesn't block 3, you're like, oh, this is like a cadaverous tilling style card. But I think it blocking 3 just means like maybe you won't play the red in Toughnut because reds seem kind of punishing. But like I think Pleades will probably play this. I guess there's like maybe some conflict with like the Guardian Auras buffing Guardian cards and this not being a Guardian card, but I'm kind of curious if some of the revered auras are going to buff any attack, or if some of the new Guardian auras are going to buff any attack. We'll talk about that more in a little bit, but that's sort of like my theory for this set is you might get more flexibility in terms of things you can buff with the auras.
I just noticed too, both Toughnut and Pleades is whenever the crowd cheers you. So like you can get like multiple toughness tokens as Toughnut or multiple confidence tokens as Pleades.
Yeah. So how good is that? Probably depends how good the tokens are, but like probably pretty good.
Yeah. I can't imagine them writing whenever on a card and then just like not being good if you had like 4 of them on the board.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, especially because it seems to be like one of the main mechanics of the talent at the moment is like their revered heroes get the crowd cheering for them. Like that seems to be kind of like the flavor of it. So it'd be weird to be like you do this thing and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like oh wow, the toughness token's so bad we don't actually want to get cheered. Like oh okay, like huh, I see. Like you design a mechanic and like a card pool that like wants these cheer cards, and you're like playing in CC, and you're like, where's the revert cards? Oh, you don't play any of them because they all bad? Okay, I guess that makes sense too.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be interesting. I don't think we'll see that, but that would be very interesting.
I guess the last card to talk about that we have so far for the revert actions is a card called Diggin. It's a 3 cost, 7 attack, 3 block, and it reads when this defends, you may pay up to 3 resources, create that many toughness tokens. That's kind of okay. It's kind of hard to say what it does, but it has to be okay.
Potentially like a payoff for Vigors, which Toughnut could use, I guess.
Vigors.
Oh, never mind. His charm makes a vigor. His ability makes a toughness. I read the charm and I was like, surely it makes the same token as his hero ability, but not the case.
So yeah, Diggin is interesting. Yeah, it might be playable. It's a common. It'll be a draft most likely, but interesting.
You can also pummel this and an outlet for the resource, which maybe is good.
Oh, that's actually kind of what? No, is it when this defends?
Oh, defends. I thought it was defends or attacks. My bad.
Yeah. No, they're the reviled card is when it attacks. The revert cards are when it defends.
So I guess this gets around like dominate and overpower, and in limited, this can like God toughness has to give this more defense, right? Like like you spend 1 resource to give this +1 defense. Like I don't know the exact templating of toughness, but it has to be the effect here, right? Like surely.
Yeah, or it might be the next card you defend with. So then, like, it doesn't work on this card, but it would work on the next blocking card.
That's pretty bad if that's the case, but yeah, maybe. I mean, is it 3% that blocks for 3 with an additional mode? So it's like probably still fine. But
yeah, I would assume this card is fine. Oh, maybe this card is like if it does like increase the block value on this card will work really well with Toughnut because like convert the card on the top of your deck into a block value if you didn't want to pitch.
Interesting. Yeah, I could see that.
Right? So then if you like block with like a yellow Diggin for 3, you activate Toughnut, like float, let's say if you get like Wrecker Romp, you get another toughness token and 3 more resources. So you get to like pump it for like 4 more block value as well. So it's like 4 plus 3. Yeah, so that'll be pretty good, right? Because you get the toughness token from Toughnut, you get the 3 more toughness token from Diggin. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah, okay. It's almost like I should not go make this comparison. I was gonna say it's almost like staunch response, but it's not really like staunch response at all. So let's just move on.
Yeah, okay. I guess next up we'll be talking about the reviled brute hero. So his name is KO, underhanded cheat. He has 4 intellect and 40 health. And then his ability is you start the game with 1 weapon zone. Instant 4 resources, tap himself. Target attack action card you control has 6 base power. Whenever the crowd boos you, create a vigor token.
So creating vigor tokens pretty strong. The templating on the first line attacks, you start the game with 1 weapon zone is different than the previous ones. I know Some people are speculating that maybe he has a way to get a second weapon. I could see them going this direction. I think it's also possible that they just changed the templating and are opening up for like possible future design space. So I wouldn't read like super hard into this, but maybe KO has a way to get a second weapon zone, prosthetic arm or something. I don't know. It's like possible, but I'm not like. Some people seem like convinced of this, and I'm like, I don't know if I'm convinced of this.
I think it might just be like a rules thing more than a like that you can get a second hand. Maybe there's an L that like you get to start with two weapon zones or something, a second weapon zone, so you can play two-handed weapons. But at least for like rules wise, it's a lot simpler to explain to people that you only have one weapon zone. Like for example, if you are playing like Chaos, what is it called? Chaos Sealed, and you're playing with KO underhanded cheat.
Shapeshifter sealed.
Oh, Shapeshifter Sealed. That's what it's called. Yeah, Shapeshifter Sealed. You won't be able to put like sticky fingers with KO underhanded cheat's one-handed weapon because you only have one weapon zone. Like things like that.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I could see. I could see like maybe that's just the way to deal with it. Maybe there's a brute offhand for like Toughnut, and like maybe he has like a shield or something. That would be too surprising, honestly. So yeah, it could be something as simple as that. Yeah, KO is interesting. I think as of right now, KO is not a very good hero. um, the brute card pool is like mostly 6 power stuff and stuff that cares about sixes, and in that case, like buffing them to base 6 doesn't do a whole lot for you. This seems more like you want to play small stuff and then buff it up with the hero ability, and then like have ways to get booed, which then make the vigor tokens. And if you have a vigor token, notably this you can pitch a blue to this, so it only costs like 1 card to activate. So I think that KO is going to lean really heavily on his reviled talent pool and might be more of a reviled hero than a brute hero, just based on like, not to say you can't play like brute cards and sixes, like swing big is probably still a good card in KO, but you don't really get any bonus effects for playing the brute card pool. You really need the reviled cards to get the bonuses, and they seem to go in a very different direction. Like I don't know how easy it is to play like Blood Rush in this deck, for example.
I think the other thing is this card says whenever the crowd boos you, but he doesn't actually have a way for himself to boo. So you
Hmm.
need to play cards that boos you to get the vigor token.
It'll be interesting to see. One of the cards spoiled, though, does give us a sense of direction for this hero, so we'll read it now. There's Mocking Blow. This is a red 0 cost 1 power 3 block rare, so presumably there might be a cycle of these. And it says this is a reviled action attack. It says when this attacks a hero, you may, if you have more life than them, the crowd boos you, and if you've been booed this turn, this gets +4. So on its base, if you have more life than your opponent, this is a 0 for 5. And if it kind of works with KO's ability where it gives you a vigor. Vigor pops at the start of the turn, so like you'd have to have a vigor from the previous turn. But if you can roll this and activate KO's ability, or use your tunic counter to help fill that in and activate his ability, and make this base 6, this is like a 2-card 10, which pretty strong. That's really good. But you do need to have more life than your opponent for this. So
It is kind of hard to make sure that you are a higher life total, which is going to be the question mark on these like the Mocking Blow cards.
mhm.
We do know that this card is a cycle, by the way. It's there's red, yellow, blue, and the thing that changes is that the line of text is if you've been booed this turn, this gets +4. The yellow's +3 and the blue's +2.
Yeah, interesting. It's a powerful thing, but yeah, I think what you said about having more life than your opponent is a lot harder than the having less life than your opponent thing, right? Because the less life than your opponent is usually just like, okay, I don't block, you hit me, I'm lower life than you now, even if it's only by 1 or 2, then I hit you back. Whereas you need to be fairly ahead to be able to make even a 2-card play and then attack back. I guess the nice thing about Mocking Blow, though, is a 0 for 5 is still pretty good. So if you like have to block 3 cards to stay higher life and then send a 0 for 5, and then that gives you a vigor on your next turn, like that's still really strong. So it helps make this card better for sure.
Yeah, Mocking Blow seems like gonna be like a key card in both the heroes. Let's talk about Cheater's Charm a little bit as well. So Cheater's Charm is the Reviled Brute instant, and it says choose any number. It says steal a confidence or toughness token. The crowd boos you. If you control an attack with 6 or more power, deal 2 damage to any hero unless they discard a card. The cool ability I just want to talk about here is steal a confidence or a toughness token. This is a new keyword, is it? Or I guess it's not a new
No.
keyword. We got steal cards this set.
Yeah, we have Steel from High Seas.
I'm actually not sure how steal was templated, but steal just means you get to keep it unless the card tells you to give it back, right?
Oh, maybe we don't have Steel as a keyword. Yeah, I think that's how it works. Or it could be until end of... No, it can't be until end of turn, because
No,
otherwise it
Sticky Fingers is a steal card.
Steal a gold token they control. You gain control of it. So yeah, you just keep it. As I just was checking Sticky Fingers too. Yeah, so... Okay, so yeah, you get to permanently keep that confidence or toughness token. Seems... I'll say all the charms seem really powerful and limited, because you're pretty likely to have the token to steal. In CC, it's a little bit... That particular mode is more narrow, and it's more about the crowd boos you, and then if you control attack with 6 or more power, you get to deal 2 or they discard.
It's kind of weird, right? Cheater's Charm, at least in CC.
Yeah, I think it doesn't seem great. I think some of the other charms seem really good, but Cheater's Charm seems like maybe the weakest of the bunch to me.
Yeah, because like on the baseline, like you play this card and all it does is gives you a Vigor token.
Mm-hmm.
And then hopefully 2 damage.
Well, it's like 2 or discard, so you get some value either way.
Hopefully 2 damage.
It's like it's
no.
okay.
So Yuki, we just talked about we have to play cards with less power than it's like that less than 6 power to base for KO's ability to be like insane. So then the more of those you play, the harder it is to cheat or charm people.
Yeah.
You can either be like a lot of 6 base powers and like not activate KO's ability, but then at that point, why are you playing KO?
You can pseudo reckless swing them with this. You still control stuff you defend with, so you could potentially... It's very inefficient, but you could like make a thing into a 6 power and then do this if they have no cards in hand and deal 2 damage. It's not like... I don't think it's like the main mode of this card, but like if you want to play this card anyways, that is actually a pretty nice bonus, I think.
Oh, oh yeah, you block with 1 card. You pitch 4, so you pitch 2 cards and activate KO's ability to make it 6
or
power.
a card in Tunic.
Card in Tunic. Okay. And then Cheater Charm them to 2 damage to do a 4 card to block for 3, deal 2, or 3 card.
No.
Deal 2?
You do this when you kill them.
Okay. So
I'm not saying you should play Cheater's Charm to do this. I'm just saying like if you have Cheater's Charm in your deck, you can do like the reckless swing thing with it at the end of the game.
Okay, fair enough. I feel like at that point I just want to play Reckless Swing.
But you don't have 6s.
Oh yeah, you don't play 6 powers.
So I don't know. I'm not sure about Cheater's Charm, but maybe I think this card's not good.
Yeah, what I have to say is KO's definitely the lowest ranked hero currently with the cards we see so far.
He needs a lot of support, is what I would say.
Yes. I guess we'll talk about the next reviled hero. I think this is gonna be the hero that I want to work on. I don't know his first name. What's his first name, Yuki?
Lath.
It's Lath, Goldmane, Vile Savant.
Yes.
And this one is a 5 intellect hero with 40 health. And its ability is the base power and block of cards you control are halved, rounded up. 5 becomes 3. And then it's instant, pay 2, tap himself. The crowd boos you. Defending action cards you control gets +1 this turn. And then whenever the crowd boos you, create a might token. This is definitely the most interesting hero that we've seen so far. This means that the whole Guardian pool sucks with this card, though.
So, sort of like mostly, yeah, but we'll talk about when we get there. But yeah, having big numbers is not synergistic with
this card.
With having your stuff halved.
Yeah.
Like
imagine like your opponent like pitches 2 cards and sends a Spinal for 5. Like,
yeah.
Block with my armor for 2. I don't get crushed.
Yeah. There's definitely some anti-synergy there. That being said, you do get to the thing that like stands out with Lath is ways to pump stuff is good. So like a nimblism style effect doesn't get nerfed, or like a pummel style effect doesn't get nerfed. And I guess I mentioned it earlier, but for this reason, I kind of wonder if the Guardian cards in this set are gonna be stuff focused on like auras that pump up your next attack. Because that seems to play into like what Pleiades and Lath wants. And if you have Guardian cards that are just like big attacks, like in limited, it's kind of awkward because like you can still play them in Lath. They're still like filler cards, but it seems a little bit tough. So I kind of feel like they might play into the like buffing stuff up, and that might be kind of like Lath's theme to some extent.
I think the biggest thing that I'm excited about the cycle of the rally the coast guard and rally the rear guards, and like they block for 1 as a base, but like they block for 4 by discarding a card. And then you can play cards like when they are discarded do stuff. So like because you get like 5 cards in your hand, you can like convert your cards that way.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's definitely a direction you can take this. The other thing worth noting is Lath blocks pretty well, right? Like if you want to block with all of your cards, you can pay 2 for his ability as an instant. You get all your actions get +1, so your remaining 4 cards each block 3. And then you have this extra resource like you could spend on a rampart, so you can kind of like block 13 just by default on hands. And that one resource could also be used for stuff like Oasis Respite as well. So I think Lath is like, despite having the text like your stuff is halved, you can block pretty decently. You just can't play D-Reacts. D-Reacts are really bad in this deck.
You can. I don't think that's how this card works though. Its ability is instant. Pay to tap itself. The crowd boos you. Defending action cards you control get +1 this turn.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, actually, no, you are right. It is this turn.
Yeah. So it's everything you block with, or all the action cards you block with. They won't work on your like equipment, but
Yeah, no. You are right. You are right. Oh, this doesn't actually buff defense reactions, does it?
no, that's why I think you just won't play D-Reacts. But like this ability does work really well with Oasis, for example. So like it wouldn't surprise me to see Oasis in this deck.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Because you can kind of like prevent 4, gain a life, block 3 off of 3 cards. It's like okay.
Three cards 7, but then you have 2 cards left.
It's like 8 because you also gain.
Oh, you get a might token.
And you get the might token too. Yeah, so it's like a 9. It's like a 3-card 9, but you are a 5-hander. So like assuming you get the life gain. It's pretty good.
That's pretty insane. 3-card 9, you need to convert the next 2 cards for 3 value for you to like break even as a 4-hander.
You can also just like block with another card for 3, right? Like
wow, that's immediately 12.
Yeah, and then you swing the hammer, you swing Titan's Fist. It's base 2, but it gets +1. That's another 3. Like I don't know. Like I think Oasis is just pretty good in this deck.
Wow, are you saying that if you convert every card in your hand for 3, this card is really, really insane?
Yeah, kind of. I sort of suspect that his weapon's going to be important. Just like in the art, he has this very stylized hammer. So I kind of wonder if his hammer is going to have like an on hit, but that's pure speculation.
That would be sweet. That would be so sweet.
Like it's not that like it's like not that high power, but you can like buff it to make it a breakpoint. Like if the crowd boos you and you get the might, it's a breakpoint or something. I could see something like that.
Okay. That's honestly, this is definitely a hero to work on because like we can play cards that are like tiny go again attacks that like buff itself. Like Nimblism, Nimble Strike might be sick in this deck.
Definitely some different ways that you can take this hero. Yeah, I think there's like a lot of different directions, and it will depend a lot on the card pool. But it seems like the reviled stuff is mostly kind of like small attacks. We can talk about some of the other cards that maybe support Lath. So Lath can play Mocking Blow, which we talked about previously. If he's a defensive hero, you got to play this. Mocking Blow comes in for 5. So the previous thing we're talking about, where you like Oasis for 4, pitching a card, so that's 2 cards, and you block 3. So you've like prevented 4, gained a life, block 6, that's 11 points, and then you send Mocking Blow for 6 because of the might. And then you also make a might. This is like really strong, right? So I think Mocking Blow plays really well in Lath. And then there's also Bully Tactics, new card. This is a majestic comes in red. It's a 0 cost reviled action attack. It blocks for 3. And it's a 0 for 3. When this attacks a hero, you may pay up to 3 and then intimidate them that many times. So if you pay 2 resources, you intimidate them twice. You pay 3 resources, you intimidate them 3 times. This card seems kind of toxic to me. I feel like Lath is going to be able to like make some auras or like play some nimbleisms and like buff this up a bunch and then just intimidate you 3 times and just like hit you for a bunch of unblockable damage is like kind of how this card reads to me. Notably, like KO can play this too. I don't know how synergistic it is in KO, but yeah, it is also. It's not just a Lath card, even though it has a card on it.
Yeah, that's so true. The thing that's gonna be gross for me, or that I can already imagine, is like your leg piece is gonna be Snapdragon Scalers. You're gonna start the turn with a bully tactics for 2. You pay 3. Your opponent intimidates 3, and then you just like extend your turn after that.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
like
I could see it.
12 unblockable. Good game, sir.
Yeah, yeah. Even if this comes in for 2 on Lath, it's like pretty good. So yeah, I think if you can buff this card, it's going to do some pretty disgusting stuff. Intimidating 3 is yeah, it closes games, it kills people. I kind of feel like Lath is gonna. My theory on Lath, or like a way that you might be able to play him, is like you block really well, you set up auras, and then you do kind of like unblockable damage. Like you almost get to interact on like the Viscerai axis, where you kind of like stack damage and play defense and make them convert into you, and then just like scam them.
That sounds really disgusting because unlike Viscerai, this card has 5 card hands.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a little bit harder to stack damage because like rune chants just stay around for free. So like the lining up guardian auras and stuff or stuff like that would be not as straightforward. And this is contingent on getting guardian auras that buff other attacks, but I don't know. I'm pretty convinced that that's what's.
Well, even if let's go back to Embolden as well. Okay, if we get to play Embolden in here, and then like you start with bully tactics, Snapdragons pay 3, intimidate 3, then end on a guardian attack that just comes in for like 11 or something after the buff, like that's kind of good too.
It probably won't be 11 because it's halved, but yeah, I definitely see your point.
Oh well, it's at least 8, right?
Yeah, probably at least 8. So
yeah, so 2 plus 8, 2 plus 8 is 10. That's pretty good. Plus the crush effect. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Lath is going to be pretty reasonable. Maybe we should talk about Liar's Charm as well.
Okay, yeah. Liar's Charm is the yellow pitch, 0 cost instant for the Reviled Guardian. And it says choose any number, steal a toughness or vigor token. The crowd boos you, and target hero loses and can't gain abilities this action phase unless they discard a card.
I think Liar's Charm is one of the stronger charms. This card is, I think, probably just good in general. So there's kind of 2 modes of this card. The first mode is you make your opponent lose their hero ability, and you can potentially do it on their turn because it's instant. Well, you also get a might token. And against some heroes, this is really strong. Like if you consider this against Slippy, you use it on his first attack, it loses go again unless he discards a card. This is like kind of like a blizzard that makes a might token. Obviously, like how effective this is going to be conditional on the hero that you are playing against. But against some heroes, this is really strong.
Well, we just seen a hero LL where it would be blank against, which was Dash IE, so...
Yeah, there's definitely matchups where, like, this mode isn't good, but, like, I guess my point is that, like, I think this is, like, kind of, like, Silver Bullet sideboard card territory as one mode for this card, and on its own, that would be, like, okay. I don't know if it would warrant the instant, but the other mode on this card is you can use it on yourself, and then you no longer have your abilities halved or your stats halved on your cards.
Holy.
And it's an instant, so it's actually a trick. So that's why I was saying it's like sort of synergy with the Guardian card pool. But like if you Spinal, like you can potentially like Liar's Charm and then like turn it into a 9 at instant speed. So yeah, I think that there's like definitely some applications here, and I think between the 2 modes, this card is really strong.
That's insane. I didn't even realize you could do that. You can play huge power attacks. You can, oh my god, that would be gross.
Also, if you arsenal this, right, like you can, how does that work? I'm pretty sure you can like activate Lath's ability and then Liar's Charm, and then your cards would block for 4. Like if you have like a Liar's Charm in Arsenal or something. But I guess we need the rules to know for sure.
That does make sense, yeah, because an ability that's already on the stack won't get stopped by this ability.
Yeah, I would think it would just create like, I don't know the terminology.
It'll create a layer. It'll kill like a floating effect, yeah.
Yeah, it'll create like some kind of floating effect that sticks around. So you can also use this on defense. Yeah, I think Liar's Charm is just really strong.
Oh, well, I didn't realize you could do it that in like that way. Oh, I went back and read Cheater's Charm, and I'm just like, oh, maybe you can do the same kind of thing with Cheater's Charm. And I realized, oh, you can do 2 damage to yourself. That doesn't seem that good.
No, it's just Liar's Charm that has the target yourself mode, and
Well, no. The Cheater's Charm, you can target yourself. It
the,
just
the relevant target yourself. The good the targeting yourself is beneficial mode.
yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Like, if they send a big guardian attack, you're always gonna have to be like, is it a pummel? Is it a Liar's Charm? Is it just nothing? I don't know if that's like enough. Like, I don't know how many big guardian attacks you're gonna want to do this, but it's a consideration. And
Well, if you have 3 pummels and 3 Liar's Charms, that's a lot of tricks that they have to be worried about when you get attacked by Spinal Crush.
yeah, exactly. And maybe potentially a reward for playing these big attacks, so some of these big guardian attacks, like maybe you play the Guardian Blues or whatever, is Rouse the Ancients is really good in Lath. So it's like weird because like those cards are awkward. Yeah, because you don't control the cards in your hand. Yeah, so you can still activate Rouse, assuming you want to build your deck in a way where you're able to activate Rouse, which I don't know. Like it might be too much of a deck building cost for this hero's hero text, but like maybe.
No, well, having an extra card is like that has like 1 or 2 power is relevant for showing 13 power on Rouse. Like in Victor, like the saddest hands is you have like Rouse the Ancient 6 power, and you're just like, why? Why does this only add up to 12? Where's my 1 power in my deck?
Yeah, it's like tempered a bit by you'll have probably quite a few small attacks because of the reviled cards, but like I don't know, maybe there's a version that plays more guardian attacks and can play Rouse and lean into the Liar's Charm, turn off your hero ability mode. I could definitely see it. I could also see like a heavy reviled version. I think there's probably multiple ways you can take this hero.
You have 5 card hand. Like there's so much things you can try with 5 cards. Like I'm excited for a 5-hand hero.
Yeah, something else about this hero is you reach second cycle a lot faster than your opponent.
Oh wow, yeah, you reach second cycle after 12 turns. That's kind of fast.
So he blocks pretty well, so I could see it potentially mattering. We'll have to see. Yeah, so that's Lath and the reviled heroes. I guess there is one more reviled card. Bask in your own greatness. At red, this is a 0 for 4 that blocks for 2. It's a reviled action attack. When this attacks, you may pay up to 3 resources and create that many might tokens. It's okay.
It's pretty good in Lath.
It's okay in Lath, yeah.
Yeah, you swing, let's say the yellow 1 for 2, pitch a blue, get 3 might tokens. So you attack for 2 and 3, so it's like a 2-card 5. Yeah, reasonable.
When you're 5-card hand, when you're a 5-hander, it's 2-card 5 is probably a lot better. It's decent.
Yeah. If you do like exactly what you were saying of like, block with 3 cards with Lias's ability and then send back like a 2-card 5, you're doing like 9 plus 5, your turn cycle is 14. That's reasonable.
Well, no, it'd be block with 2 cards because you have to pitch as well. So you'd block for 7, send 5. It's a 12.
No, plus the might token.
Yeah. I'm counting the mites. 5.
It's 3, 3, 3, 3, 5. So it's 6, 11, 12.
I guess
right.
13 with Rampart. So you're like you're on right. It's okay, but this is a 2 block. I think if this is block 3, it'd be a lot more exciting.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. It's a common.
It is a common. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably not gonna make the decks, but it's a limited play. Like it's definitely gonna be a limited play.
Yeah, I think in limited 0 for 4 that you can turn into like a 3 for 7 or a 2 for 6 if you have like a yellow is probably pretty good.
Yeah, and that's for KO. In limited with Lath, it's still halved.
That's true.
Yeah,
but I still think the Medallion is going to be pretty good in Lath. I don't know. I think this card will be pretty good in limited.
I think the coolest thing about these the reviled card pool for limited reasons would be KO won't want yellows, whereas Lath wants yellows, at least if they're odd numbers.
That's true.
right? Because like you'd rather have a yellow Basque than a red Basque in your deck.
Yes, that is true. The yellow basket is just strictly better in Lath. It just pitches same power and pitches for twice as much. That is pretty cool.
Yeah, so like you get like a lot of these cards where it's like, oh, the red one's in like even number, you just want the yellow one now, and that's actually kind of like a cool design space for limited reasons.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. I want your hot take, Jay.
Okay,
NIMBY in constructed Lath? Yes or no?
NIMBY,
Yeah,
like
NIMBY.
the like search for a nimblism added to your hand card.
Yeah. Will this be a constructed Lath playable card? Do you think he'll be like the NIMBY Nimbleism deck?
Ooh,
Jack B's are head jabs if you banish Nimbleisms.
hot take. Not even a hot take. This might be a nimblism deck. I don't know if you play nimbies.
That's fair. I'm also not sure, but I thought it'd be fun to ask you.
Okay, so
But Jay, you could be a six-hander. You could be a six-hander with NIMBY.
no, but you need to give it go again. That was the whole point about how Bolton and Nimby was really, really powerful, is because Nimby just has go again in Bolton.
You can Snapdragons it.
No, we have bully tactics for the Snapdragons already. They have to go together.
Yeah, that's pretty fair.
Yeah, it's like if you have a way to give Nimby go again, I'd rather give bully tactics go again.
No, I agree. I'm not really sure about NIMBY and Lath. I just
Maybe the blue one. Maybe the blue one.
ooh, the blue one.
Yeah, the blue one just to like add a nimblism to your hands, you can like put it in your graveyard somehow.
Blocks for one.
Attacks for one, blocks for one. It always converts for one.
Great. Just what I wanted.
Perfect. Look, if the 4 cards in your hand convert for 3 and Nimby converts for 1, that's 13. That's perfect, Yuki.
If you attack with the NIMBY, it converts for 4.
Exactly. Oh, you're thinking now. That's insane. That's actually insane.
Yeah. Lath's very cool. Kind of fun to see Victor's evil brother. I'm assuming it's Victor's evil brother, Goldmane, Guardian. I don't know. Seems like it. So yeah, I think that the set seems pretty cool.
Wait. Yuki. Important. Okay, this is very important.
Okay.
So Lath Goldmane, it's the lion underneath this dude. So you know how like Victor Goldmane is the horse? This is the lion.
True. Well, they can still be brothers.
Yeah. I'm saying like it's the animals' brothers, not the people. The person's not actually the guardian.
True. We all know this. That's why in Young Lath, he's like the person is pouring wine into the lion's mouth. It's because the hero is the lion, and he's getting his servant to pour wine into his mouth.
That would be sweet. That would be so sweet. The lion has to, man. One time, please, lion be in the young hero.
It is no. This is actually the Young Heroes art. I'm not making this up.
Wait,
I don't know where this is, but it's somewhere.
I did not even know that this was a thing. Okay, yeah, I'll find it someday.
It's maybe it's in like the card reveals. I don't know. I remember seeing the young Lath's art somewhere for sure. I'll send it to you later. But yeah, he's like sitting in his chair, pouring wine into the lion's mouth. Or yeah, the helper is pouring wine into the lion's mouth.
That's kind of sick. I'm happy that they put that as a card design.
All right. Anything else about Super Slam before we wrap up?
No, I think this is like kind of like everything we wanted to say for now, at least with this super limited card pool, and we just know the heroes text. So obviously like things can change quite a bit depending on what cards get spoiled later, and obviously the armory deck for Pleiades. But yeah, I think this is a pretty reasonable discussion to at least start with for these heroes.
Yeah, definitely. I think that like obviously we're going to be revisiting Super Slam as we get more cards, and we'll know a lot more later. But I kind of like this like new cadence or like scheduling of spoilers, where it seems like the new set comes out, we have it for like a month or so, and then they start like giving us a little bit of a taste of what's coming up, and then we get like the big spoiler season kind of right before the event and then the world premiere. I've been getting into the like rhythm of it, and I actually quite like it.
Honestly, the biggest thing for that is that we get to plan our trips a little bit earlier, which is very good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely.
that's been like the downside for Flesh and Blood for like when it first started in the first couple of years was like I just wanted to like be able to start booking and planning my year, and I couldn't do that. And now we can now start like reasonably be planning things 4 months in advance. Like, and that's a really good time frame to be able to plan trips at least.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, no, it's really nice. Okay, that's gonna wrap us up. Thank you all for listening. Hope you are excited about Super Slam. I know that like the flavor of the set is like a little bit hit and miss. Some people love the kind of like wrestling theme. Some people are not so into it. I feel like not every set has to be your favorite flavor. Like I'm not a wrestling fan, but the designs look cool, and like for me, that's just kind of enough. So hopefully there's something for you that you can enjoy in this set. And I think that Flesh and Blood's been really delivering on limited, so I feel like limited in this set's going to be pretty cool. But yeah, if you want to find us on social media, I'm at Yukili Bender on Twitter and Blue Sky. Jay is at Ueda J over on Twitter. You can email us at onthebobble@gmail.com, and you can find us on Patreon, patreon.com/onthebobble. Shout out to all of our patrons. We really appreciate what you do and you giving back to the show. It really helps us keep doing what we're doing. And you can expect the Bolton how to play Bolton guide to get posted probably before this episode's out, honestly, but that one's in the works. And recently had the how to play Gravy Bones along with decklist and sideboard guide go up, as well as the Bolton decklist and sideboard guide. So definitely some offerings there on Patreon for you if you want to check those out. And that's going to be a wrap for today. Thank you all for listening, and good luck in Singapore if you're going.
Not really a sign off, but I guess a little bit of a rant. It's been like I've drafted this set a good amount of times now, but the number of times I've opened, high seas, and the number of times I open King Kraken Harpoon Pack 3 is like, I think 2 now, and I've never opened it otherwise. And it's like the most depressing thing of like looking at a King Kraken Harpoon. I've also never opened a King Shark Harpoon yet, but looking at the King Kraken Harpoon Pack 3 and being like, man, I pivoted off Marlin and then passing it to your left feels so bad.
Yo.
It's like the biggest feels bad card to open Pack 3 in my opinion, because it gets so good. Like it's and then like just being Marlin is so reasonable. Like I could have just like been Marlin for no reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like all the other cards, I don't care that much. Like Return Fire, sad. I don't really care. Like Chum, sure. Like, yeah, that card's good, but like I'm picking it because it's like worth $40 or $30. So like I'm not actually passing it. And like Golden Skywarden and Jolly Branchers are like not that. It's not worth that much money. So I'm like just not gonna pick it for. I don't really care either. Like it's like not a Cogwork Zeppelin. Like that card is just even more powerful than those cards. But the King Kraken and the King Shark Harpoon, they're worth nothing. They're just like a $1 card or something. So I can't pick it for like dollar reasons. And I'm just like looking at this. Like I was drafting Gravy that time, and I'm like looking at the it was Chum, I think, and just like, do I pick the Chum or do I cut the King Crack? And I'm just like, I need this Chum for my deck. I guess I take the Chum and pass this King Crack and Sharpoon. It's like the biggest feels bad card. I wish that card was worth like $15.
But Chum, you take Chum for the dollar value anyways.
No, sorry, not Chum. It was I said the wrong card name. It's the
Chowder.
Chowder. Yeah, the
That
three
makes more sense.
cost.
I'm just like, Chum's insane, and it's $30. Like, what do you mean? Also, how do you get two? I guess you could have a rainbow foil to get
Yeah,
two more.
I wouldn't.
To
I
get
wasn't
two
chum.
ends.
It's the bad one, Chowder.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That makes more sense. Like, good card for your deck, but not on the level of the harpoon.
Yeah, not yeah. It's just if this harpoon was like a $15 card, just like I slam it down, be like, yeah, I opened a $15 card. But like, no, this card's like $1 maybe, right? Like it's, but it doesn't play like $1 card. It plays like a $20 card. It's like it's so dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Uh,
harpoons are real good. The majestic ones specifically.
yeah, the majestic ones are really good. And then another rant. This is not even okay. This only comes up for when I'm sorting my collection. But my this is like a random pet peeve. I really hate the order of the cards in this set. Set number C089 is Bluefin Harpoon. 090 is Redfin Harpoon, and 091 is Yellowfin Harpoon. I know it's alphabetical, but why can't they just put the Redfin, Yellowfin, then Bluefin? Like, make it red, yellow, blue instead of blue, red, yellow. It's mildly infuriating. Like, it's just super mild thing, but it's like, why? Like, why is just like this cycle the one that's like, in that order?
I have also noticed this, and I have a different problem with it.
Oh, what's the different problem?
So for the I don't really I just sort my collection by alphabet. But on the deck registration sheet, I noticed that they group those together because it's by set code. And they've gone the direction of like just making everything alphabetical for the most part. But those cards are just grouped together as like a cycle for whatever reason. So like I wish that it was just like bluefin under blues and then like redfin under R and then yellowfin under Y. So they would be like really far apart in set code.
Oh, I see on the
Like I
deck
just wanted
sheet
to
there.
go purely off of alphabet and not put them together, even though they're a cycle. I'm like, I don't care that they're a cycle. Just give me the alphabet. Like, just let me go by alphabet. Like, why do you make me go by alphabet like 99% of the time? But then you're like, these three cards though, they're together, and I'm just like, why?
Okay, okay. I'm okay with it being in the alphabetical order for the deck red sheet, but I'd rather have it in set code because that's how I sort my collection, and that's just like how I
just make the set
interact with
code
the set.
alphabetical. But just make the whole set code alphabetical. They make like 99% of it alphabetical, but then every once in a while they're like, nah, not this one though. Just make it
Yeah,
all alphabet. Like that would just be so reasonable.
yeah, I would be okay with it if they just like if they like already like have all the set codes and the alphabets like already aligned. That would probably be ideal. But then I don't know. In that case, like the majestics become like they'll be like in the weird set code numbers. Like they won't be all grouped together in like set code, which
Nah,
I
it's
wouldn't be a
fine.
fan of.
That way people will stop predicting stuff.
Oh, okay, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Honestly, yeah. Even if they do like spread the majestics in like random like set code numbers, I wouldn't really care that much.
I feel
Because I would just get used to it, right? Like I would just be like, oh, this is just like this set code is with like this majestic. Like, I'll just get used to that. But yeah, I just would wish that they would combine the two and then make everything alphabetical and in set code number and then put the deck list in that order as well. So then I don't have to be like singing the ABC song while doing the deck registration for sealed like 25 times.
oh, I love singing the ABC song. Actually, I'm just used to it to be honest. I just always sort by alphabet, so that's why I have a preference for that.
I see, I see.
I
Your
just I just
your teacher
ignore
minds, that's crazy.
I just ignore set code and do it by alphabet because like the problem with set code is I have to know what the set code of the card is, but like if it's alphabet, you just have to know the name of the card. It's so much easier. It's like one piece of information instead of two.
No, but I don't know the names of the card. I just know the set codes. Or at least when I look at a card art, I know if it's supposed to go on top or on the bottom
I
of a
see.
different card. So like it's hook, line, sinker in like the set code order. So if I see hook and line then sinker, I know it's hook, line, sinker all the time.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Or it'll be like, oh, like I can see like the reprint arrows are after the non-reprint arrows. Like things like that I know, right? Like it's just like that's the set code order of the set. Like I just know it. Like it's like second nature already. It's just please like I don't know, to change the card name so that it fits the alphabet for the set code. Like that's all I care about.
Holy. Okay. Okay.
It's kind of funny, yeah. Honestly, it's so irrelevant, but it would be such like a nice upgrade to the deck registration limited experience. That only happens like 3 times a year for like most people per set. I guess we do it a little bit more often than the average person because like we would try to travel to sealed events.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it's so irrelevant, but it's like it's the small things like that we definitely notice, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Uh,
All right. I
hey.
think we have rambled long enough about this. Thanks everyone for listening. If you have thoughts about the set codes, you can let us know. We'll talk to you all next time. Have a good rest of your day.
Hey. Yeah. Good night.